with Japan on trade. It's an outline that they want to announce, but when you dig into the details, again, it's just completely BS, and they're just, once again, just making it all up. Besant sees de-escalation with China. Situation is now looking unsustainable. There was a private meeting, and so now he wants to announce all of these fake deals. So one of the things that was announced is that they may have an agreement in principle.
I was analyzing Trump's recent statements on China when I noticed something that made my jaw drop. He went from threatening 145% tariffs to saying they'd be nowhere near that, all while claiming he was still being tough. The mental gymnastics would win Olympic gold. If you've ever wondered whether Trump actually means what he says about standing up to China, this video will show you the receipts. His own words, his own contradictions, and the real-world consequences of his economic chaos are all laid bare here. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. So the plot thickens, folks. Let me tell you about the super secret meeting that happened right before Trump's big China flip-flop. Bloomberg reported that Trump's sudden change of heart on tariffs came right after a closed-door meeting hosted by J.P. Morgan Chase. How convenient. This wasn't some public town hall where regular Americans could voice their concerns. This was an exclusive gathering of hedge funds and private equity bigwigs. Scott Bessent was there and reportedly declared the China standoff unsustainable.
That's what you said, Donald. Trump said it's going to come down substantially. It won't be zero. It's going to be more than zero, but we will see. Besant sees de-escalation with China. Situation is now looking unsustainable. There was a private meeting, and then he goes, I think we're going to be able to make a deal with China. This is after Donald Trump begged Xi Jinping in China to call and do something, but China held firm and didn't do anything at all. Also,
funny how Trump's policy became unsustainable right after the money men said so. These Wall Street fat cats weren't exactly thrilled about a trade war messing with their precious investments. So what happens next? Trump magically softens his stance. Who needs democracy when you've got billionaires making policy in private rooms? I mean, who elected these guys anyway? Oh right, nobody. But apparently they have more influence over our trade policy than all the voters combined. And if that doesn't smell fishy enough for you, let's talk about what happened in the markets. Despite economic data that should have sent stocks tumbling, the market actually traded up, almost like some people with deep pockets already knew what Trump was about to announce. Insider trading, anyone? While regular folks were still believing Trump's tough talk on China, the smart money was already betting on his surrender. The house always wins, especially when they know the cards before they are dealt. But Trump needed something to distract from this embarrassing cave-in, so he pulled a whopper out of thin air about egg prices. According to the former president, egg prices had dropped 93 to 94% since his administration. Talk about scrambling the facts. The Associated Press immediately called baloney on this claim, reporting that U.S. egg prices had actually hit record highs. But who needs reality when you can just make up your own numbers?
Then you take a look at what was happening with Tesla. Elon sounded extremely depressed on the earnings call yesterday after Tesla profits plunged 71% from this Gizmodo article. Closed-door meeting, an investor summit where Scott Bessent said the standoff as it is with China right now is unsustainable, and he expects the situation to de-escalate. So, well, apparently there was a lot of insider information being exchanged during closed-door sessions where
Trump was clearly trying to cook up a distraction from his China policy collapse. Meanwhile, American companies are the ones getting cracked by all this trade chaos. Intel announced they're cutting over 20% of their workforce. That's thousands of real people with real families suddenly without jobs. Tesla's profits didn't just drop, they nosedived by 71%. During the earnings call, Elon Musk sounded extremely depressed, according to reports. Not the usual confident meme-posting Elon we're used to seeing on Twitter. These aren't just statistics, these are symptoms of an economy whiplashed by inconsistent, erratic trade policies. The average American is feeling the pinch, too. While Trump plays his game of chicken with President Xi and then backs down, regular folks are watching their jobs disappear and prices rise. It's easy to make threats when you're not the one who'll suffer the consequences. Trump sits in his gold-plated tower while factory workers wonder if their plants will close next month. What's especially telling is how Trump's support among independent voters, a crucial part of his voter coalition, is starting to crumble faster than his China policy.
With Japan on trade, it's an outline that they want to announce, but when you dig into the details, again, it's just completely BS, and they're just, once again, just making it all up. You often can call that a tell. You see some of these memes right here of Xi Jinping just laughing at Donald Trump and outmaneuvering him. So yesterday, Donald Trump held a press conference where he said the following. He said that the ultimate tariffs on China that was hosted by JP Morgan Chase in Washington, it was not open to the public or to the media, but Scott Bessent was there and all of these hedge funds and private equity companies were there.
CNN pollster Harry Enton reported that Trump's net approval rating with independents has hit a record low. Now there are 22% more independents who disapprove of Trump than approve of him. Ouch. Those are the exact voters he needs to win over, not alienate. And these voters are holding Trump accountable for the economy more than his predecessor. Seems like people aren't buying the best economy ever routine anymore. The whole situation exposes what many critics have been saying all along. Trump talks a big game, but folds under pressure. He presents himself as the ultimate deal maker, the tough negotiator who wrote The Art of the Deal, but when faced with actual economic consequences and pressure from financial elites, he bails on his promises faster than a reality TV contestant gets voted off the island. His supporters believed they were getting a fighter who would stand up to China no matter what. Instead, they got someone who makes grand threats on Monday and walks them back by Friday. It's like watching someone trash talk before a boxing match.
Are going to be nowhere near 145%. Who would ever put 145% tariffs? That's too much. And so now he wants to announce all of these fake deals. So one of the things that was announced is that they may have an agreement in principle. Donald Trump, he's seeing the bond market implode. He's seeing the 10-year Treasury yields move closer to 5%, which is basically, technically 4.5%, I think, is Donald Trump's kind of pain point, but it could go higher.
And then immediately tap out when the bell rings. Some negotiation strategy, threaten the sky, deliver a drizzle, and then claim victory anyway. So what we're seeing isn't some genius strategy from Trump. It's a complete disaster that's spreading way beyond Wall Street. His trade war with China has created critical shortages, jacked up prices, and turned America into that flaky friend nobody trusts anymore. Our closest allies like Japan and South Korea are ditching us to cozy up with China while we stand here looking stupid. The saddest part? While Trump's busy tweeting about how tough he is, China's filling the power vacuum he created. Remember this pathetic surrender next time he beats his chest about being tough on China? His economic policies aren't 4D chess, they're Candyland, and Americans are losing.